Hey everybody, welcome back to another business analysis video. In today's video, we'll be exploring a real-life Agile Scrum project. Can we do this in this short video? Let's try. Let's give it a try. The topic of our project is drumroll, an Agile Scrum wedding. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? It does make sense, guys. It does make sense. Business analysis, teamwork, project delivery can be adopted in any environment, in any industry, in any work environment, in any function. So, some of you might already know. By the time of the upload of this video, je will be married. I will be married. Although in the time of this recording, I'm not yet married. There's 3 weeks to my wedding. But by the time I upload this video, sometime in September, I shall be married. Wow. But anyway, that's why I sort of picked this as a project example, because I've been planning the wedding and using various tools for planning this wedding. So let's think about a project for a wedding planning company, maybe a wedding planner, I don't know, a random wedding planning company want to create a digital platform so that vendors, wedding planners, couples can easily manage their wedding and easily collaborate and communicate in order for the wedding to be successful. So the main project here is the digital platform that we are creating. Could be a website. Yeah. So let's dive into it. This fascinating case study will really illustrate how Agile Scrum can be applied in the most unexpected scenarios. The most unexpected. Think about weddings, like what the hell? How is that becoming a project, an agile project? But it does happen. Okay, so let's dive into this journey of creating a personal wedding planning digital platform. Yeah. So in my experience, planning a wedding can be very, very complex to any corporate project. This is a corporate project that we're delivering, right? So our Agile Scrum wedding project is aimed to streamline this process, this complex process of planning a wedding, by creating an intuitive, comprehensive digital platform for the personal wedding planning. So in order to tackle this complex task, the team, our Agile team, remember we looked at the roles within the Agile, those people, they have chosen the Agile Scrum methodology because what is the reason why any environment will choose Agile Scrum? For flexibility. We want it to be flexible. We want to have a constant feedback mechanism. We want to have incremental progress approach so that we can always present something to our stakeholders to say, this is how it will look. This is how it's going to look in our sprint reviews. Remember, we looked at this in a couple of videos. So let's unpack all these stages of this project. First off, the product vision. What is the product vision? What are we trying to deliver? The objective is very clear. We want to develop an easy to use digital platform that simplifies wedding planning by offering customizable tools. We want tools within the wedding planning platform to be customizable. We want to have vendor management, and we want to also have budgeting aids. In wedding planning, you want to look at budgeting. How much are you spending? And more, etc., etc. So we've set our vision as a team. And before setting that vision, obviously, there will be communication with stakeholders. Take notes, communication with all the stakeholders that will be using this platform. So we've set our vision. We've created our product backlog, which will have things like the vendor management, the customizable tools, the budgeting aids, all those various things. And other key features will include that vendor management, like I mentioned, our budgeting tool, the timeline and task management, the timeline of the wedding, managing all the tasks before the wedding starts. We also want to have a guest list tool so that we can manage who is coming to the wedding, where are they sitting, things like that. And we want to design a customizable feature for the bride and groom, who are our key stakeholders, really. Backlog has been created. Example of the backlog. Now, what are we doing next? We've created all the requirements in our backlog, which will include your user stories, your epics initially. your user stories, your acceptance criteria, all those various nice things that you want within that digital platform. And then we have our sprint planning as a team. What are we trying to deliver here? Let's choose our 2-week sprints so that we can focus on the highest priority list first. What is the thing that we want to deliver? So for example, we might want to deliver the vendor management area of things, because obviously at the start of the wedding, you want to know who are the vendors you need. You need the cake people, you need the venue people, you need your photographer, your videographer, all those nice things. You want to be able to manage them within the system. How do you want to manage them? Communication. Once you have found your vendor and photographer and everything, you want to have their details on the system. You want to have their requirements. What do they need from you, right? What type of music, example photos for the venue, what type of sitting do you want, how big should the venue be, all those nice things. You possibly want to be able to do this on that digital platform. So your key stakeholders will include the couples, the bride and the groom, your vendors, as well as the wedding planner. So these will be the key people that will be using this system. Now let's go back to the details that will be included in the product backlog so that you have an idea, right? We want a feature, some of the requirements within that product backlog. We want the vendor management feature, our Epic, which will have a feature to browse, to select, and to manage your vendors. We also want a budgeting tool, which is a customizable tool to track and manage all our wedding expenses. Thirdly, we want to have a timeline and task management tool so that we can assign tasks and manage the wedding timeline as users, the wedding planner and the couples. Another tool we want to have on this platform is guest list and seating arrangement tool, which is a feature to manage the guest list as well as to manage the seating arrangement, right? And then we want to have the theme and design customization, a feature to help visualize different themes and designs, maybe themes and designs with regards to color schemes, what's in trend with regards to wedding colors, dresses, all those sort of random things. In our sprint planning, we will now pick from these lists from our product backlog so that we can work through our 2 weeks sprint. And this is where the team, together with the product owner, will choose those features so that they can develop the first based on the priority that is set in the backlog, literally dragging and dropping them. So we have created our sprint backlog. Everything is in our sprint. Now, during each sprint, everybody in the team, we are having our daily stand-ups, because in the sprint backlog, you will have different features, different stories that are allocated to one dev person, one dev team, somebody that is creating the design. Don't worry, in the next video, we will look at a project lifecycle so that you can see how the team work throughout the project lifecycle for each sprint. Anyway, coming back to the daily stand-up, during each sprint, the team will then discuss the progress, they will solve any problems and keep everyone aligned, answering those 3 questions. If you want to remember that, please go back to the last couple of videos so that you can refresh your memory around these ceremonies that we perform within the Agile Scrum environment. So at the end of each sprint, what are we doing? Whatever we've decided to share in the sprint, or to create rather in the sprint, we are now doing what? A demo, a sprint review, a demonstration. So by that time, we will have a usable increment of the product ready for review. Stakeholders, the bride and the groom, the couples, the vendors, the wedding planner, and all the end users really will then view this presentation, provide their valuable feedback during our sprint review meeting. And finally, let's not forget our sprint retrospective. These help the team to refine their work in progress, to improve their communication, to task division, and also estimation accuracy. Did we estimate what we're going to deliver in the 2 weeks? Did we do it properly? Did the task that we allocated to each person doing the designs and creating each feature within the sprint, was there enough time for them to do it? What issues happened? How can we prevent that from happening in our next one? So once we've done that, let's think about several sprints down the line. Every 2 weeks, we're picking something as a feature within this Scrum wedding platform. All the design features have been developed, they've been refined. Et voila, right? We have had a comprehensive, user-friendly personal wedding planning platform. We have created and improved everything, all the feedback incrementally using the Agile Scrum methodology. So we have finally created all the features that will be accessed by the vendors, that will be accessed by the couples, but that will be accessed by the wedding planner, all our budgeting tools, all our guest lists, our table arrangements, everything. Just visualize visualize how this looks like. I don't really have a real example, but there are so many websites that exist that help people plan their weddings. So we have everything and delivered our product. Then we go through the project life cycle with testing, making sure everything is done, making sure everybody is happy, making sure that we have delivered the value. So anyway, let's wrap up. The Agile Scrum wedding project is an excellent example of how the Agile Scrum can work beyond the realms of software development. Anything, think of any random scenario you can apply. If it becomes a project, you can apply this Agile Scrum methodology on it, as much as it adopts that flexibility, because again, Agile shows how flexibility, how feedback, and how incremental development can lead to a product that meets and exceeds user expectations. So that's it for today's case study. I hope that kind of helps you to visualize how we can create a project and deliver value in various scenarios, and in this instance, the Agile Scrum wedding. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so that you're updated whenever I upload new videos. In the next video, we'll be looking at the project life cycle and the business analyst role within each stage of the life cycle, whether it's in waterfall or whether it's in agile environments. I hope you've enjoyed today's content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.